From the glamorous displays in high-end stores to the everyday essentials in our bathrooms, beauty products are an integral part of our lives. But behind these products lie stories of remarkable success and sometimes dramatic declines. Today we're exploring the rise and fall of some of the world's most iconic beauty empires, uncovering the secrets behind their success and the lessons learned from their downfall. The history of the beauty industry is as rich and varied as the countless products that line the shelves of stores around the world. To understand its evolution, we must trace its roots back to ancient civilizations, where the concept of beauty first began to take a tangible form. In ancient Egypt, beauty rituals were not just about aesthetics, they were intertwined with culture and religion. Egyptians used kohl to line their eyes, a practice believed to ward off evil spirits and improved eyesight. They also used red ochre for lips and cheeks and henna to dye their hair and nails, demonstrating an early understanding of cosmetics for enhancing personal appearance. As we move through history, the Greeks and Romans continued this tradition, refining the art of cosmetics and skincare. The Greeks were known for their emphasis on natural beauty, often using olive oil as a moisturizer and honey as a face mask. The Romans, on the other hand, introduced a more lavish approach, using a variety of creams and powders and even creating early versions of bathhouses that highlighted the importance of personal grooming. In the Middle Ages, the perception of beauty and cosmetics took a turn, often associated with vanity and frowned upon, particularly in Europe. However, in other parts of the world, like the Middle East and Asia, beauty practices continued to flourish. In these regions, natural ingredients such as rosewater, rice powder, and turmeric were commonly used in beauty treatments. The Renaissance period marked a revival in the use of cosmetics in Europe, but discreetly. Pale skin was highly prized, leading to the use of lead-based powders, a practice that would later be condemned due to its toxic nature. The Victorian era continued this trend of modest beauty, but the Industrial Revolution brought about a significant change, setting the stage for the modern beauty industry. In the early 20th century, the beauty industry began to resemble what we see today. The invention of photography and cinema played a crucial role in this transformation, as it created demand for products that help people look their best in pictures and on screen. This era saw the birth of many brands that are still household names today, like Maybelline, founded in 1915, and Revlon, established in 1932. These companies began mass-producing beauty products, making them accessible to the wider public and not just the elite. The 20th century also witnessed several key innovations, such as the first mass-produced lipsticks and the introduction of skincare routines, which revolutionized the way people approached beauty. As we moved into the late 20th and early 21st centuries, the industry continued to evolve with an increased focus on diversity, inclusivity, and sustainability. The rise of digital media and e-commerce transformed how beauty products were marketed and sold, making the industry more accessible than ever. The beauty industry's journey from ancient rituals to a multi-billion-dollar global enterprise is a testament to its enduring importance in human culture. It reflects not just changes in fashion and technology, but also in societal values and the ongoing pursuit of personal expression and self-care. Our exploration into the rise and fall of beauty empires transports us back to the earliest 20th century, a pivotal era that marked a significant transformation in the beauty industry. During this time, beauty products, once considered luxuries accessible only to the affluent, began their transition into everyday essentials for the broader public. Leading this charge were pioneer brands like Maybelline and Revlon, which played instrumental roles in revolutionizing societal perceptions of beauty. These brands were not just mere participants in the beauty industry, they were trailblazers who introduced groundbreaking innovations that reshaped the landscape. One of the most significant developments of this era was the mass production of lipsticks. Lipsticks, previously a symbol of status and sophistication, became widely available, allowing women from various social strata to indulge in a small luxury. This democratization of beauty products was not just a commercial phenomenon, It was a cultural shift that empowered a broader demographic of women to express themselves through makeup. Another significant innovation during this period was the introduction and popularization of skincare routines. Skincare, which had been a relatively overlooked aspect of personal grooming, began to gain prominence. Brands started to emphasize the importance of skin health as an integral part of beauty, educating consumers about various skincare products and routines. This shift marked the beginning of the skincare industry as we know it today, with a focus on daily maintenance and prevention rather than just corrective measures. These innovations by Maybelline and Revlon and other brands like Pond's and their contemporaries were more than just advancements in product offerings. They were indicative of deeper change in the beauty industry's approach. They signaled a move towards inclusivity and accessibility in beauty, paving the way for the industry to grow into the diverse, expansive sector it is today. This era laid the foundational ethos of beauty being a right rather than a privilege, a concept that would continue to evolve and resonate throughout the century. The history of Revlon, one of the most iconic names in the beauty industry, is a tale of innovation, marketing savvy, and an understanding of consumer desires. Founded during the Great Depression, Revlon has grown from a small nail polish producer to a global beauty giant, leaving a significant mark on the industry. Revlon was founded in 1932 by brothers Charles and Joseph Revson, along with the chemist Charles Lachman, who contributed the L in the company name. The company started with a single product, a nail enamel. Unlike many nail polishes available at the time, which were made using dyes intended to be opaque and dull, Revlon's nail enamels were created using pigments, which allowed for a range of vibrant colors. This innovation proved to be a game changer in the cosmetics market. The first shades were designed to match any outfit, enabling women to coordinate their nail color with their clothing and lipstick, a novel concept at the time. Revlon's success with nail enamel led to rapid growth. By the late 1930s, the company had expanded its product line to include lipsticks, offering coordinated sets of lip and nail colors. This expansion was accompanied by innovative marketing strategies, including extensive advertising campaigns and product placement in salons, further solidifying Revlon's presence in the beauty industry. During World War II, Revlon turned its attention to supporting the war effort, adapting its manufacturing to produce first aid kits and dye markers for the Navy. Post-war, the company resumed its focus on cosmetics, capitalizing on the booming economy and the public's growing interest in beauty products. In the 1950s, Revlon introduced the iconic Fire and Ice advertising campaign, a bold move that combined glamorous imagery with suggestive copy, suggesting a connection between beauty products and women's sexuality. This campaign was groundbreaking, setting a new standard for cosmetic advertising and solidifying Revlon's reputation as a brand that understood and appealed to women's desire for glamour and sophistication. Throughout the 1960s and 70s, Revlon continued to grow, expanding internationally and diversifying its product range to include skincare, fragrances, and hair color. The company became one of the first American cosmetic brands to feature a black model, Naomi Sims, in its advertising, reflecting a growing awareness of racial diversity and inclusivity. The late 20th and early 21st centuries brought new challenges for Revlon: increased competition from both high-end and drugstore beauty brands, changing consumer preferences, and the rise of digital marketing required a shift in strategy. Despite some struggles with debt and market competition, Revlon has continued to innovate, focusing on new product lines and tapping into emerging trends like clean and vegan beauty products. Revlon's impact on the beauty industry is undeniable. From pioneering coordinated lip and nail colors to its bold and glamorous marketing campaigns, the company has consistently set trends and met consumer demands. Its journey reflects not just the evolution of a brand, but also the changing landscape of beauty and fashion over nearly a century. Revlon's story is one of adaptation and resilience, emblematic of the dynamic and ever-evolving beauty industry. The history of Maybelline is a fascinating story of innovation. entrepreneurship, and the shaping of the modern cosmetics industry. Maybelline, now a household name in beauty, began as a small, family-owned business and grew into a global cosmetic powerhouse. Maybelline was founded in 1915 by a young entrepreneur named Thomas Lyle Williams. The inspiration for the company came from a simple incident. Williams noticed his sister Mabel applying a mixture of Vaseline and coal dust to her eyelashes to make them appear fuller and darker. Recognizing the potential of a new product, Williams created a mail-order business selling a similar product, which he named Lash Brow-Ine. In 1917, responding to a growing demand, Williams developed a more user-friendly version of this product, the first modern eye makeup for everyday use, and rebranded his company as Maybelline, a combination of his sister's Mabel's name and Vaseline. Maybelline's early success was driven by Williams' key sense of marketing and advertisement. He used direct mail advertising, a relatively novel concept at the time, to reach a wider audience. The company's first big breakthrough came with the introduction of Maybelline Cake Mascara, the first modern commercially available mascara. It was a revolutionary product that transformed the beauty industry, making eye makeup accessible and popular among American women. Throughout the 20s and 1930s, Maybelline continued to grow, benefiting from the rising popularity of Hollywood movies and the glamorous images of movie stars, which influenced beauty trends across the United States. Williams capitalized on this, advertising in movie magazines and forging a link between Maybelline products and Hollywood glamour. After World War II, Maybelline expanded its product line beyond eye makeup to include eyebrow pencils, eyeliners, and eyeshadows. The company also started advertising on television in the 50s, further expanding its reach. In 1967, the company changed hands for the first time when it was sold to Plow Inc., a move that marked the beginning of Maybelline's transformation from a family business to a global brand. Under new ownership, Maybelline products were introduced to an international market. In the 1970s and 1980s, Maybelline continued to innovate, introducing products like the Great Lash Mascara, which has since become one of the best-selling mascaras in the world. The company's advertising strategy also evolved with slogans like "Maybe she's born with it, maybe it's Maybelline," becoming a part of popular culture. In 1996, Maybelline was acquired by L'Oreal, which helped further globalize the brand. Under L'Oreal, Maybelline expanded its range to include a variety of products for the face, eyes, lips, and nails, catering to a diverse global customer base. Maybelline's journey from a mail-order business to a global cosmetic giant reflects broader societal changes, including the evolution of beauty standards and the role of marketing and advertising in the beauty industry. The brand has consistently been at the forefront of innovation, offering accessible, trend-setting products. Maybelline's story is not just about cosmetics, it's about cultural shifts, entrepreneurial vision, and the transformative power of beauty products in people's lives. These brands didn't just sell products, they sold a dream, a vision of glamour and sophistication accessible to every woman. Their success was built on a foundation of innovation, savvy marketing, and a deep understanding of their customers. And the golden era of beauty empires like Revlon and Maybelline was a period characterized by rapid growth. And I feel like this is kind of like the 50s, 60s, and 70s, groundbreaking marketing strategies and the cultural influence. This era, spanning from the mid-20th century to the early 21st century, marked a time when these brands not only captured massive market shares, but also defined beauty standards globally. I know when I was like coming of age, like I would always just buy all my beauty products at the local drugstore, and definitely Revlon and Maybelline were kind of my go-to, more so Maybelline. During this time period, Revlon and Maybelline emerged as leaders in the beauty industry, each carving out its unique identity. Revlon became synonymous with luxury and glamour. Its products and marketing strategies were designed to evoke a sense of sophistication and elegance, appealing to consumers' aspirational desires. I feel like that definitely shifted, but in the 50s and 60s it was like that. Maybelline, on the other hand, positioned itself as a brand that championed accessibility and diversity. It focused on creating products that were affordable and suitable for women of various backgrounds, reflecting a broader and more inclusive view of beauty. A key element of this era was the role of vibrant advertisements and celebrity endorsements. These brands were among the first to recognize the power of celebrities in influencing consumer behavior. Revlon's iconic Fire and Ice campaign, which featured supermodels and movie stars, was a testament to this strategy. Similarly, Maybelline leveraged famous faces in its advertising, using slogans that resonated with the masses and made beauty seem attainable for every woman. Another crucial marketing strategy was the involvement in beauty pageants. Revlon, for instance, became a major sponsor of events like Miss America, aligning its brand with the ideals of beauty and grace that these pageants represented. This not only provided them with immense visibility, but also allowed them to shape beauty norms and standards. Television advertising also played a significant role in the golden era with these beauty brands. With the advent and growing popularity of television in the 20th century, brands like Revlon and Maybelline capitalized on this new medium to reach a broader audience. Their TV commercials often became cultural touchpoints, influencing fashion trends and beauty routines in households across America and beyond. As Revlon and Maybelline expanded globally, their influence extended far beyond the borders of the United States. They didn't just adapt to different markets, they often set trends. Their international marketing campaigns reflected an understanding of global beauty standards, while also respecting regional variations in beauty practices and preferences. This era saw these companies not just as makers of beauty products, but as shapers of global beauty culture. They dictated trends that defined an era, from the bold, colorful looks of the 60s and the more natural styles of the 90s. The golden era of Revlon and Maybelline is a testament to the power of branding and marketing in the beauty industry and their ability to tap into the desires and aspirations of consumers across the world. As the 21st century unfolded, the beauty industry encountered a landscape undergoing profound changes. Traditional beauty giants, once dominant in the market, faced unprecedented challenges that called for significant strategic shifts. The dawn of the digital age and evolving consumer behavior were central to this transformation. The emergence of indie beauty brands marked a significant shift in the industry. These smaller, often more nimble companies were quick to adapt to changing consumer preferences and were seen as more authentic and relatable compared to the established giants. They often focused on niche markets, offering specialized products that catered to specific consumer needs. From organic and cruelty-free products to those targeting particular skin types or concerns. This shift signaled a change in consumer behavior, with a growing number of customers looking for products that were not only effective, but also aligned with their personal values and lifestyles. And it is weird to think about how many brands were introduced, like even in the early 2000s and onwards, and like basically up until the 90s, it was basically the giants like CoverGirl, Revlon, Maybelline. One of the most transformative elements of this new era was the rise of digital marketing and e-commerce. Traditional advertising channels were quickly being supplemented and in some cases even replaced by digital platforms. Social media in particular played a pivotal role in reshaping the beauty landscape. Platforms like Instagram and YouTube gave rise to beauty influencers, individuals who could sway the opinions and purchasing decisions of millions with their followers. These influencers often provided more personal, relatable, and interactive content than traditional advertising, leading to a shift in how consumers discovered and interacted with beauty brands. I remember back in the day when I was a kid, I would just look at my beauty magazines, my fashion magazines, and look at all the vintage Maybelline ads, stuff like that. But yeah, it's so different now. The digital revolution led to what can be described as a democratization of beauty. It allowed consumers to access a wider range of products and information, making the beauty world more inclusive and diverse. However, this posed specific challenges for the established giants. Increased competition from the new players, along with rapidly changing beauty standards and consumer expectations, put pressure on these companies to innovate and adapt quickly. This period in the beauty industry's history was not just about technological advancement, it was also a time of cultural and behavioral change. The brands that succeeded were those that recognized and adapted to these changes, embracing digital marketing, engaging with consumers in new ways, and continually innovating to meet evolving needs and preferences. And let me know in the comments below, do you still buy from like Maybelline and Revlon, or did you kind of adapt with the times and purchase more like indie brands? I'm just kind of curious. The story of the beauty industry's evolution is not without its tale of a downfall, particularly for some of its most iconic brands. In the case of Revlon and Maybelline, the new millennium heralded significant challenges that would test their resilience and adaptability. For some iconic brands, the new millennium marked the beginning of a steep decline. Unable to adapt quickly to digital disruptions and changing consumer demands, these giants began to falter. This period in their histories was marked by a series of strategic missteps and an inability to keep pace with the rapidly evolving market landscape. The fall of these giants sent ripples through the industry, leading to job losses, store closures, and re-evaluation of what it means to be a beauty brand in the modern world. This chapter in the history of Revlon and Maybelline serves as a sobering reminder of the relentless pace of change in the beauty industry and the need for continual adaptation and innovation to remain relevant. The aftermath of the downturns experienced by beauty giants like Maybelline and Revlon provided a fertile ground for learning and transformation. The industry, having witnessed the consequences of failing to adapt, began to reassess and realign its strategies to meet the new demands of the 21st century market. In the wake of these dramatic declines, the beauty industry has learned valuable lessons. Adaptability, digital savviness, and consumer connection are not the buzzwords, they're just essential for survival. And looking towards the future of the beauty industry appears to be a path of vibrant innovation and diversity. The beauty industry continues to evolve at a rapid pace. From AI-driven personalized skincare to sustainable and ethical production, the future looks vibrant and diverse. But I do love Revlon because you can buy a lot of their vintage lipsticks and nail colors from the 1950s still. And I love that idea of being able to go to the drugstore and still get the same shades that you could get in the 1950s. And I'll link some of those below. And a lot of these shades were worn by Marilyn Monroe and Audrey Hepburn. So let me know in the comments below, do you have a favorite Revlon lipstick shade? I always love to know what other shades people wear. But honestly, Revlon lipsticks have been some of my favorites, especially when you can get the matching nail polish, and it's quite affordable. And to me, they're just as good as other high-end lipsticks. And the period following the downturn of major beauty brands like Revlon and Maybelline heralded a critical juncture for the beauty industry. It was a time for introspection and reinvention, not just for these iconic brands, but for the industry as a whole. While some iconic brands struggled, others adapted, embracing new technologies, redefining their brand identities, and aligning themselves with contemporary values like inclusivity and sustainability. I mean, I know Maybelline changed their catchphrase. I can't remember what the new one is, but I honestly kind of like the old vintage iconic one. Let me know in the comments below, do you like the old Maybelline slogan, or are you more into the new one? And there's so many new brands too, like that owned by like the whole girl boss culture, like Glossier, and they're even like Kylie Cosmetics, and a ton of influencers start their own brands. So let me know in the comments below, do you have a favorite makeup brand? Do you shop both? Do you go to like the more indie brands as well as classics like Revlon? I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want me to cover any other beauty giants, I always love looking into the history of these beauty brands because it's so interesting to even think that Maybelline basically started the first commercial mascara, and Revlon was basically the founder of nail polish as we know it today. So let me know in the comments below what you think of these two brands and if you want me to cover any other vintage beauty brands. All right, I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.